NHL Insiders reveal details on the upcoming Nylander extension, as well as William Nylander makes history and the Leafs ink a defenseman. I'll break all this down for you coming up on this episode of Hattrick HQ. But before we get into it, just want to say that 82.1% of you guys watching this aren't subscribed, so if you're looking for a home for daily NHL, daily Leafs content, look no further, go down below, hit that subscribe button, come part of the community here because we'll be here all season long. Keep me up to date on what's happening around the league. But with that said, let's get right into the first topic of the video today, which is the Leafs ink defenseman. And as we take a look at this tweet from friend of the show, Kyle Cushman, he says Maple Leafs announced the signing of Noah Chadwick by signing him before the end of 2023. His entry-level contract will slide twice. And so we got 6'4" defenseman who was drafted in the 6th round this June. 24 points in 30 WHL games, already exceeded his production from last year. Intriguing prospect. And as you take a look here, as Cushman alluded to, we have Noah Chadwick here, drafted in the 6th round this past June, and right now he has had a drastic step up from just last season. He had 20 points in 67 games, and right now he has 24 points in 30 games with 7 goals, 17 assists. And like we've seen here in this tweet, this is a very interesting signing. It's great to see, a 6th round draft pick playing this well, and a guy who could potentially come over here in training camp next year, maybe make a name for himself, maybe, past the first cut, maybe past the second cut. Might see him in a few preseason games. Be really interesting to see here. He's a left-handed shot defenseman at 6'4", a little bit of a bigger guy. He can lay the body down a little bit, but he's more of I would say, a two-way defenseman in my opinion. He has a great shot, as we've seen here. He has 7 goals so far this season with the Lethbridge Hurricanes, and he's just a guy who can go out there, quarterback an offense, and just make the play, run through him. If they're struggling with it down low, they can just work it back up to him. And, they know he has such great hockey sense, such great vision that he can get the puck to an open forward or maybe slide it back to the defenseman just to try to rotate it around the zone to make a bad play happen. And I really do think that he has this ability, which is great to see him signed to an entry-level contract, and a guy that we could see potentially in the preseason next year, and probably in the future as a Toronto Maple Leaf. I don't think we will see him this season. A lot of people are predicting maybe why did they sign him now? Maybe he'll play throughout the rest of the season. But I really don't think this is the case. This is just an entry-level contract. They've seen this guy is working hard. He's playing great hockey right now, and they just want to get him in on his entry deal, so next season they can potentially get him in to the preseason roster and see where it goes from there. So I'm really happy for this guy. A big step up from last year, as we've seen in the stats here, and he really deserves his contract. And I really hope the best for Noah Chadwick. Hope he has a great rest of the season here, a healthy rest of the season, and just hope he keeps up on this point pace as he is right now. But we're going to get into our second topic here, and that is William Nylander makes history again. And as we take a look here, William Nylander continues to shine for the team. In the loss to the Sabres, he extended his point streak to an impressive 10 games during that stretch. He scored 3 goals and 12 assists. He's the team leader with 42 points in 30 games this season. Nylander's contributions have been key, and his recent point streak further highlights his impact this season. And as we take a look here, it says Nylander's hot streaks place him in elite company in Maple Leafs history. He's now put up 3 double-digit point streaks in his career, which 2 have been this season, which makes him the 6th player in Maple Leafs history with at least 3 double-digit point streaks in their career. And obviously, we've been saying this here on the channel for a long time. At least I have been. William Nylander is the best Toronto Maple Leaf right now. He is playing phenomenal. I don't know what's happening to him this year. Maybe it's just because of the contract year. I know players tend to play better in their contract year, but he has looked phenomenal out there. He has been the best Toronto Maple Leaf out there on most nights, and he has really improved his playmaking ability this year. I believe right now he has 27 assists on the season with 15 goals. A guy I really do think that he'll be in the mid-40s for goals at the end of the season. And on this pace, he's definitely going to crack 100. I mean, he has 2 double-digit point streaks. I believe I've seen like a stat. I think he's only had 3 games this season where he didn't record a point. And when you think of that, that is ridiculous. There are 30 games in, and I believe 27 of those games he has recorded points in. So obviously this guy has been on a hot streak. He's had a great year. He went over to Sweden, went home, played in the Global Series, and I just think this is a great year for William Nylander. I really do think we will see an extension signed soon. And like they say here, he placed himself in Maple Leafs history. If he already hasn't earlier this season with that long point streak he went on, and now he's just continuing it again, back on a 10-game point streak. And this guy's been a shining light for this Toronto Maple Leafs team this year. I really do think that come playoff time, this is the guy we're all going to be looking at. I think he's their best playoff player every year, in my opinion. And I can't wait to see what the rest of the season beholds for William Nylander. But like I said here, we're talking about the extension, and that's our next topic. The details on Nylander's extension were revealed by a couple of NHL insiders. As we take a look here, from Chris Johnston, he said, well, they're certainly working away at it, and I think that's maybe why there is no worry. Johnston stated during an appearance on TSN's Insider Trading, he said, because at this point in time, it doesn't seem that the Leafs and William Nylander's camps are on the same page on the numbers front. For one, neither of them want to talk about this publicly. Obviously, they're keeping a lid on negotiations as much as they can. And I think this is the right way to do it here. I think you got to, handle these dealings in private and then release it once he's extended or when they're close to getting a deal done. I really do think, like we said here multiple times on the channel, I do think William Nylander will be a Maple Leaf next year. It's just a matter of them figuring out the numbers. And as we take a look from Darren Dreger, who was on First Up, he said he thinks the number has got to be around 11 million. So we talked about this previously on the channel as well. 11 million with how he's playing right now, I do think is a solid number. And when you look at his contract right now, I really do think that this is a great number. I think he'd be like around a $4 or $5 million raise he would be getting. So when you look at the cap situation, Maple Leafs have a number of guys who are UFAs after this season, so they can definitely make the cap work around William Nylander. And then after next season, you got John Tavares expiring, which obviously he's not going to get his $11 million like he is now. I expect him to maybe get a $5-6 million contract, so I'm thinking a contract swap here is what will happen. It's just next year, the cap's going to be a little bit tight, but I do think that Toronto will find a way to make this work, and I really do think that William Nylander will be a Toronto Maple Leaf yet again. He loves playing in Toronto. He loves being in the spotlight, so I don't see a world where William Nylander doesn't sign back in Toronto. And like I said here previously, he is probably the best player on the Toronto Maple Leafs right now. Obviously, Austin Matthews is having a phenomenal season as well, in goal scoring. But I really do think that, William Nylander, his all-around play this season has just looked phenomenal. Getting into the boards a lot more often than we've seen in previous seasons. And I really do think you need to lock this guy up for over 8 years, 7-8 years, for around $10.5, $11 million. And I really do think this is what we will see happen. But let me know down in the comment section below, do you think this is too much for William Nylander? What do you think a great number is? What do you think about him making history again this season? He's playing phenomenal, and I really do think that come playoff time, this is the guy we're all going to be looking at. But we're going to get into everybody's favorite topic here, and that is comment of the day. And the comment of the day today goes to Troy. He says about Austin Matthews, I bet he gets 70 or more. And we did discuss this just a couple days ago here on the channel. I really do think at this rate we could potentially see Austin Matthews hit 70. I did say in the video the other day that he will be flirting around the high 60s towards the end of the season. But it'll really be fun to watch. He's the best goal scorer in the NHL, in my opinion. He has the best shot, and he has probably say the best vision probably in the NHL as in regards to goal scoring. He knows where to put the puck. He knows when he's coming down on net which areas to shoot. I really do think that he's going to have a great season here, and I really do think he's definitely hitting 60. He'll be close to 70. But if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to go down below, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We're trying to hit 3,000 subscribers. We really appreciate it if you went down, hit that subscribe button. And for my fellow Newfoundlanders, happy Tibbs Eve. If you guys aren't from Newfoundland, you probably won't know what Tibbs Eve is, but go make sure to check it up after this video. It's kind of like a little Newfoundland holiday before the holidays actually start. But anyways, for all my fellow Newfoundlanders, happy Tibbs Eve. And if you enjoyed the NHL, make sure to check this video out that's popping up on your screen right now. But as always, I've been your host, KC. Keep your stick on the ice.